Imagine waking up one ordinary morning, not to the sound of your alarm, but to a deep, guttural rumble that seems to come from the very core of the earth. The air trembles. Animals, from birds in the sky to pets in our homes, begin to panic. This isn't an earthquake. It's something far more terrifying. This is the day the Earth decides to fight back. Across every continent, from the glowing ridges of Hawaii to the icy peaks of Iceland, volcanoes begin to awaken. Not just one, not a few, but all of them. The entire Pacific Ring of Fire, a chain of hundreds of volcanoes, ignites in a simultaneous, synchronized fury. The ground beneath our cities starts to rip apart. Molten rock, a sight few have ever witnessed, floods highways and engulfs suburbs. The sky itself, our familiar blue canopy, turns an ominous, choking black. Within minutes, night falls at noon. Strange, terrifying lightning flashes inside colossal clouds of ash, plumes that reach higher than Mount Everest, punching through the stratosphere. And then, the true giants stir. Supervolcanoes like Yellowstone, Toba, and Taupo, long dormant and feared, explode with a force our minds can barely comprehend, each one equivalent to hundreds of nuclear bombs. They blast trillions of tons of molten rock, ash, and sulfur gas straight into the sky. The immediate effect is catastrophic. Planes, caught in the superheated ash clouds, simply drop from the sky. Satellites orbiting our planet are fried by electromagnetic pulses generated by the sheer scale of the eruptions. Global communications die. In a heartbeat, our interconnected world is plunged into isolated chaos. In a single devastating day, civilization as we know it collapses. Picture the scene in New York, London, Tokyo. People are running through streets blanketed in choking, gritty ash. A strange, red rain, acidic and corrosive, begins to fall from the darkened sky. They are desperately searching for shelter, any shelter from the planet's wrath. Governments crumble under the sheer weight of the disaster. The last news broadcast you see just flickers through a screen full of static, a garbled, desperate message. The planet is burning. Seek underground. The scale of the destruction is planetary. Oceans boil near the countless eruption zones, creating massive tsunamis of superheated water. The atmosphere fills with sulfuric acid, making the air itself toxic to breathe. Firestorms, larger than any wildfire in history, consume entire forests in minutes. Rivers of lava, glowing veins of destruction, carve new, terrifying landscapes through entire countries. The planet is alive, it's angry, and it is absolutely unstoppable. The sky, where it isn't black with ash, glows a hellish, mesmerizing orange. It's beautiful, terrifying, and utterly final. Then something strange happens. In just a few hours, the temperature begins to plummet. The colossal blanket of ash and sulfur dioxide now shrouding the globe acts like a planetary sunshade, blocking out the sun's light and warmth. The Earth begins to freeze, even as it burns. This is the birth of a global volcanic winter. With sunlight erased, photosynthesis grinds to a halt. Plants die. The very process that creates the oxygen we breathe begins to fail. Above ground, everything withers and dies. Humanity's only hope is to go down. The great underground networks we built become our arcs. Subway tunnels transform into sprawling, makeshift cities. Deep mines become new homes. Nuclear bunkers, relics of a different kind of apocalypse, fill with frightened faces, illuminated only by the flicker of emergency lights. The surface world falls silent. There are no birds, no wind rustling through leaves, no color. Just the endless, deep rumble of an Earth remaking itself from the inside out. Months pass, then years. The ash cloud continues to circle the planet, a persistent shroud of gray and black, keeping the surface locked in a deep freeze. Temperatures fall by an astonishing 30 degrees Celsius on average. Tropical jungles, once teeming with life, become frozen, silent wastelands. But humanity, driven by the most powerful instinct of all, begins to adapt. In the deep, geothermally active caverns beneath places like Iceland, Indonesia, and Alaska, small pockets of civilization cling to life. These are communities of engineers, scientists, and farmers, all working together for a single purpose: to keep the human race from extinction. They learn to grow food using powerful artificial lights, and they draw heat directly from the Earth's molten heart. The very source of their near destruction now becomes their salvation. A new generation is born, children who have never seen the sun, who only know stories told by their parents of a world with a blue sky and green fields. On the surface, the world is being reborn in fire and ice. New mountains rise higher than the old. Continents slowly shift. New islands, forged in the boiling oceans, emerge from the depths. The volcanoes continue to erupt for decades, but slowly, ever so slowly, the planet calms. The ash clouds begin to thin, and then one day, light breaks through. It's faint, red, and filtered, but it's real. Sunlight. Hesitantly, humanity climbs back to the surface. What they see is a world that is both breathtaking and terrifying. The planet they once knew is gone. Forests are petrified into glass. Oceans steam. Their once great cities are buried under meters of black rock and ash, modern-day Pompeii's on a global scale. But amidst the profound silence, there is a sign of rebirth. Tiny green shoots, impossibly resilient, push their way up through the volcanic ash. Life is returning. The air still smells of sulfur, and the ground is warm to the touch, but a new era has begun. The survivors rebuild, not by fighting the Earth, but by working with it. They harness the same geothermal power that nearly destroyed them, turning destruction into a source of clean, limitless energy. New cities rise from the cooled lava flows, glowing fortresses of obsidian, steel, and stone, powered by the planet's inner fire. As generations pass, humans adapt once again. They learn a lesson that was forgotten. The Earth is not a silent, inert rock beneath our feet. It's a living, breathing, and unpredictable being. Every rumble, every tremor, every heartbeat of the planet is a reminder of both its incredible beauty and its immense power. And when these new humans finally look up at the crimson sky, they remember the stories of the time when the entire world erupted, when humanity was pushed to the very edge of extinction and refused to fall. Because even when the planet itself burns, the human spirit, it turns out, burns brighter. So, if all volcanoes erupted at once, our world would be remade in fire, the skies would darken, and the surface would die. But humanity, stubborn and unbreakable, would endure. We would evolve, and we would rise again from the ashes, proving once more that we are the children of both flame and survival. Thanks for watching. If you found this journey into a hypothetical apocalypse as fascinating as I did, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration into the unknown. See you next time.